and it should be a good one between our visitors and the Houston Texans. This one taken from the 7. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. They'll be led out by their veteran quarterback out of North Carolina State. It's Phillip Rivers.
In some ways, he reminds me of a past NFL great who played the quarterback position as well. Jawing with the opposition, trash talking a little bit, doesn't mind getting hit and battered around some. That kind of gets him into the game. But once it's time to lock in, Phillip Rivers does that as well as any quarterback in the league.
First down, Rivers. Hunter Henry brings it in. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Rivers now to throw on first down. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Gets it to Gordon. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. How about this for an opening drive decision? You got 4th and short, just outside of field goal range in all likelihood. What do?
I'm going for it. I've got to go get it right now. I want to establish a tone. It's early in the game. I want to let my offense know that I believe in them. And you know something else? I let my defense know I believe in them also by taking that gamble. If we don't get it, it's okay. You guys will cover for me.
We got this.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive. The former national champion at Clemson bringing him onto the field, and that's the signal caller, Deshaun Watson. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And in this offense, the shifty Lamar Miller sometimes sets the table.
And he's at his best when the number of carries for him approaches 20. Wears down defenses with his speed.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Set. 19.
They'll go with a draw. Watson hands to Miller. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on third. Out of the gun, Watson. This complete to Jones. On fourth down, Trevor Daniel on to punt. Deep for the Chargers, Desmond King. We're scoreless after one. On fourth down, here's Trevor Daniel. Desmond King back deep. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, second quarter as they come up on 1st and 10. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at the 20. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. He completes it to Henry. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. From the gun, Rivers. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack.
There's a little bit of defense right there. Nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They just snuffed out every route that was going. Quarterback never got rid of the football.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's Ty Long now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll check in with our Jonathan Coachman. He'll have highlights and analysis of the first half, and our highlights will likely be on the defensive side of the football here. Scoreless game. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Watson with a give to Miller, and he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Texans send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Here's King. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Let's go, defense. Let's go.
On 1st and 10, Rivers. Caught by Allen. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
First down now, but that clock rolling. A first down throw here for Rivers. Complete. It's Henry. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Allen's got it complete. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Again, it's Rivers. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Rivers now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. To the air again here, Rivers. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. This is first and goal from about the 8. They'll throw again. Rivers. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. The sack there by J.J. Watt. So plenty of action on the field, but no action right now on the scoreboard, at least as of yet. Nothing is our score. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And we thought this game had the potential to be tight. Maybe not this tight, scoreless as we start the third quarter.
And I love the way you use the word tight. I'm going to take it in a little bit different direction here because it's not just tight on the scoreboard. I think both offenses have been tight in how they've played this game. No one's been loose. No one's been free. They've got to find a way to make some plays, and I don't think you do it if you're really tight in everything that you're doing in the game.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now it's Watson. Into the hands of the tight end. This is Jordan Thomas. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Lamar Miller. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Watson. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. They were searching for the tight end, Darren Fells. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. There are 0 points on the scoreboard for either side. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments were made. The defenses have obviously been great.
So if you like defense, this is a classic game. This is what you're looking for. But now you're trying to figure out how to gain any type of an advantage on offense. Is it through a big chunk play that they haven't seen before? Or is it just running your regular offense and running it better, trying to create an opportunity?
We'll see which avenue they choose to go down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Rivers. He's got Allen. Slips past him.
Where'd he go?
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Rivers throws complete to Benjamin, and they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks, because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Rivers to throw it. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Whitney Merciless barreling in for the sack. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching NFL on EA Sports. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Going underneath for Gordon. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. From the right hash, this from 48. And it is good. Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the bar. And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. Well, it took a while to get something, anything, on the scoreboard, but we finally have our first points of the contest.
So the question now becomes, can they make this one stand up? In the way that these defenses have played, those 3 points almost look like 30, don't they?
Yeah, those 3 points look like a miracle right now. After the made field goal, Badgley back out there for the kickoff. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. I tell you what, it's kind of hard to imagine. They have not scored a single point, and yet they're in this position, a touchdown drive here, and they're in the lead.
Normally when you have 0 on your side of the ledger on the scoreboard, you're a little bit discouraged. But when they look over and see their opponents, they don't see a number that's way out there. They don't see a number they can't attain. In fact, they can get it right here on this drive and potentially take the lead.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 26. From the gun, here's Watson. He completes this into the hands of Miller. They call it no gain there on the first down play.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. A shotgun snap for Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. He gets it to Thomas. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And they've got a fourth down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick. The struggles continue here offensively. Still nothing for him on the scoreboard, and now an interception.
Yeah, the offense looks extremely sluggish, not really in sync at all. Dare I say, it looks like it got left behind in customs.
Oh, you've had that in your back pocket. You were waiting for that.
Probably should have left it in my back pocket, too.
Well played. The Charger drive about to get going. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all three timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10.
Check safety.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. You can really tell right now both sides have amped up the aggressiveness. That time the offense winning the aggression battle.
And the defense was obviously aiming for the football, maybe a little bit more so than the runner himself, and that's why he was able to break through and get the gain that he did.
On 3rd down, this is Melvin Gordon. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this score will stay right where it is. So in a game that's been full of twists and turns, here's another with time winding down.
And now, as you say, time's obviously a huge factor. But all you're looking for now is 3. So one big play, maybe a penalty, and you might get that shot after all.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Play action from Miller. Now Watson. Thomas has got it. Complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.